can Patrick Mahomes take the Chiefs?
I want to be one of the best in the NFL.
KC's QB talks about his quest for greatness and what it will take to get there.
We're more than just $7.99 large two-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
I'll shoot you an estimate as soon as I get back to the office.
Hey, I can help you do that right now. Hi, Thrive.
Right.
Yep, I'm the all-in-one management software built for small business. Hi, Thrive. Ow. Get started for free at Thrive.com.
Stop by Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's today for great deals on great gear and save thousands on America's favorite fishing and recreational boats during our model year clearance sale. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's. Your adventure starts here.
So download your new app. Let you pay the General right on your phone. And you can check your claim status. Boom! There's your proof of insurance. Download the General app now.
For a great low rate you can get online, go to the General and save some time.
Every day, I push myself to be better. Every day, I make choices. Every day, I bring the hustle. And Oikos 000 Greek non-fat yogurt helps me fuel it. It's got more of what I want, like 15 grams of protein, and less of what I don't, like added sugar. Because every decision and every moment matters. Oikos, fuel your hustle.
Get the Samsung Galaxy S9. Just $9 per month with a Sprint Flex lease. That's over $400 in savings. Get it on a network built for unlimited. $9 per month for a limited time.
Get the Galaxy S9 for $9.
Welcome to Mitsubishi. Would you be interested in the test drive? Actually, you know what? Yo, you at the wheel feeling like a big boss in the all-new 2018 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. Yeah.
Drop by your local Mitsubishi dealer for a test drive today.
You want the NFL? Go to the NFL. We will cover it every step of the way on NFL Total Access.
The people that we have on the show bring interesting perspectives to the table.
We have guys who have Super Bowl championships and gold jackets from the Hall of Fame, just talking football.
I think people are craving authenticity. We get a chance to really go straight to the source. And it's that access that's so exciting and makes this show so fun.
Wherever the story goes, we will take you.
A new day is dawning. Can you feel the fire? A phoenix is rising higher and higher. Only way that I know, gotta follow my soul. Go big, go bold, go hard and go for the win. Touchdown Rams! Michael Irvin makes a great catch.
There's Pat Mahomes. I mean, people going crazy in New York City over Darnold. This young man is being unwrapped by Andy Reid, and what a performance in Los Angeles last week. Now it's across the country in Western PA. Jeff Chadilla. More on this young man. Jeffrey?
Thanks, Rich. Well, when the season started, there were so many questions about the gamble the Chiefs were taking with Patrick Mahomes. Traded up to get him, traded Alex Smith to play him, and really took a big gamble on an air raid quarterback. But here's the thing about Patrick Mahomes. He knows a few things about taking chances himself.
I remember being in the clubhouse every single day, it seems like, of my entire life. Either I was at a baseball game or I was in the clubhouse with my dad and his friends, and they really just kind of brought me along with them.
Patrick was always out there. I mean, that was what he wanted to do. He wanted to get there early. He wanted to go down there and hit with A-Rod. He wanted to, go out and shag balls with the team, and then take his batting practice and then go to the nursery.
He had a pretty good fastball, too, at an early age, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, I think we went to the World Series, Junior Little League World Series. He was throwing 91 then. That was the year before he went to 9th grade. And by the time he was a senior, he was up to about 96 miles an hour.
Well, your dad played professional baseball, and he's on you saying, look, you're pretty special as a baseball player. Why did you stick with football, even when your dad was saying this could be your ticket?
Yeah, I mean, it was really just the love for the game. I just kind of really started getting into football, just started playing, really got to high school. And so I really loved the game, and I knew that I had so much more I could learn. Coming from baseball, having the opportunity to get drafted out of high school. I look back on it now as a very, very risky move, saying I'd rather just try this football thing out and see how it works.
Mahomes to his left getting chased, going to throw to the end zone again, and it's Jonathan Giles that's got it. Touchdown, Red Raiders.
When was the first time you really heard about Patrick Mahomes?
It was a couple of years back. Brett Veach was on him from the start. He says, you got to see this kid. I mean, he's unbelievable. And he started feeding me these tapes going, hey, what do you think? What do you think? And so I got it right at the ground level.
Throws deep, it's caught. It's a foot race. He's going to win it, and it's a touchdown, Red Raiders.
This franchise hadn't drafted a quarterback since 1983 in the first round, and you went up to get this particular quarterback. Deshaun Watson was out there. He was a sexy name at the time. What does it say about Patrick Mahomes that he was the guy to fill that void for this team?
I think what it says is from top to bottom of the organization, starting with Clark Hunt to Andy Reid to our offensive coaches to our personnel staff, that collectively as a group, this was the guy we wanted. You know, had we had the first pick in the draft, we would have taken Pat Mahomes.
Mahomes dips a pass, caught by Tyreek Hill, missed tackle. He's into jet propulsion.
Before he got drafted and after he got drafted, we kept hearing Brett Favre's name over and over again. You coached Brett Favre. How fair are some of those comparisons to him?
Yeah, well, the unfair part is that Brett's in the Hall of Fame, and Patrick hasn't done anything yet. The similarities are they can move around and make plays. They both have big arms and confidence that they can put the ball in a keyhole. That's where they're similar.
You're also replacing a quarterback in Alex Smith, who went to the Pro Bowl last year, had his best season, led this team to 2 consecutive AFC West championships. What does it say about your talents that they were willing to take that chance?
For me, I mean, it gives me full confidence that they believe in me. For me, I want to prove them right. I have a passion for this game, I have a love for this game, and I'm driven enough that I'm going to work hard. Looking back on it, I just always remembered my dad and his friends getting in extra work, and those guys were at the top of the game. I want to be great. I want to be one of the best in the NFL, and I want to have a lot of success on this football field with the Kansas City Chiefs.
You know, here's the thing about Patrick Mahomes. Everybody talks about his arm strength, but Andy Reid loves his intelligence, his recall. He's impressed him with his ability to get over mistakes and move forward. He will need those smarts today because Pittsburgh will be coming after him. And for more on inactives, we're going to go to Ian.
Well, let's start with the biggest name on the injury list. Aaron Rodgers, the Packers star quarterback, is officially active today. Now, he has been dealing with a sprained knee all week. He said after the game on Sunday night that he was going to play, but this was no given. I'm told he was swollen, he was in pain this week, but did impress on Saturday afternoon in practice, so he is, in fact, going to play today. Another quarterback is going to play, no surprise. Ben Roethlisberger has been dealing with a bruised elbow on his throwing arm. This is something that knocked him out of practice Wednesday and Thursday, practice Friday, and he is good to go. Marcus Mariota, though, is officially active for the Titans, but it's not clear right now how much he will actually play. They only have 2 quarterbacks, so he was going to be active regardless. My understanding is the team has not yet named a starter, and it is possible that they will rotate Blaine Gabbert and Mariota, with Gabbert doing most of the throwing. And finally, DeAndre Hopkins had a foot injury, limited him this week. He was questionable, but he is going to play. Meanwhile, Jadeveon Clowney, the star pass rusher, officially out for the Texans. Rich?
Yo, what's that there? You guys get me in the picture, man. You think I'm going to talk while he's on the air? When you got guys looking like me and Ross sitting right here? Come on, man. Back that thing up and get it here. But speaking of great moments, let's talk, Rod, about some of the greatest moments you've ever seen from a quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I got a couple.
You got a couple?
I got a couple.
We do, too. We'll share that in the Hall of Famers only. That next.
Hi,
I'm Robert F. Kennedy Jr., and recently I was part of a legal team that helped secure a $289 million verdict for my client who developed non-Hodgkin's lymphoma after using Roundup weed killer. And that's only the start of our fight. I'm seeking justice for all the other people who may also have been injured by Monsanto's failure to warn consumers about the dangers of Roundup. If you use Roundup and have been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, call us or visit ClassAction.com.
The door is wide open for your future career in the auto and diesel transportation industry. At Universal Technical Institute, we can help you get there with hands-on training where you'll use the latest technology for repair, maintenance, and high-performance tuning. Faster, where you could be graduate ready in just about a year. And smarter, with over $15 million in scholarships and career fairs nationwide, UTI is ready to help you open doors. Get there, faster, smarter. Visit uti.edu to learn more. That's uti.edu.
At Safelite Auto Glass, we really pride ourselves on making it easy for you to get your windshield fixed. With Safelite, you can see exactly when we'll be there, saving you time for what you love most.
In an era of online retail where everything is just a few clicks away, buying a car should be no different. That's why at Carvana, you can buy a car 100% online. We made it easy to browse, view, and buy from over 10,000 cars. You can even trade in your old car, all while binge watching your favorite TV show. Afterwards, we'll deliver your car to you. Or you can pick it up from one of our car vending machines. Either way, your car comes with a 7-day return policy. So grab a seat, relax in your comfy pants, and enjoy the new way to buy a car at Carvana.
Your call will be answered by the next available representative. Thank you for holding. How may I assist you?
We were just broken into, and we need a home security system.
Oh, sorry, wrong department. Please hold.
The best home security isn't hard to get. With SimpliSafe, you can get comprehensive, professionally monitored home security online without the hold time or runaround. Order today and get free shipping. You'll feel safe at home or your money back. Go to staysimplysafe.com.
It all started with a cardboard box. It's what my colleague put his computer on when sitting all day at the office became too painful. So we designed the first Veridesk. Lift it to stand when you want to, lower it to sit when you need to.
I have more energy and I get more done.
Our boss got the company to buy them for us, and I love it.
If you sit every day for work, the Veridesk is a must.
It's sturdy and comes fully assembled. And if you don't love it within 30 days, we'll pick it up. Go to Veridesk.com to order yours.
All right, guys, I'm here. Tell y'all want to talk about.
Lawrence really was all about winning.
Hey, baby, let's go out there like a bunch of crazy dogs and have some fun.
He had a dramatic effect on professional football.
Oh, Lawrence the magician.
That's my boy!
That huge personality took our talent to a higher level.
I'm a person that's been on the top and has been on the bottom and keeps climbing back.
Okay, so now it's official. Marcus Mariota's going. So is Aaron Rodgers. We all knew Ben was going to go. And same with DeAndre Hopkins. Good luck in Week 2 fantasy, everybody. For its combination of quality comedy and mid-season, if not postseason level snark, Mike Zimmer's line on whether he thought he'd see Aaron Rodgers play against his Vikings today is your clubhouse leader for Soundbite of the Year quote. Yeah. He walks on water, so I'm sure he's going to play. End quote. Indeed, Christmas came early in Lambeau Field in Week 1 when Rodgers beat the Bears on one leg to cap off a night of cheesehead rapture that started off more like a Halloween movie than anything else.
A creature the world thought injured and down for the count.
He's hurt. He's hurt. A nightmarish first half.
A 20-point lead, the bait that drew it out of its lair.
What a throw. Touchdown!
This is a movie.
See football horrors never dreamed of before.
And there is your dagger! The Green Bay Packers have stormed back.
All right, now it's time for Hall of Famers Only, presented by Geico, and we're joined again by Rod Woodson. Hall of Famer. I love this topic because we're going to talk about quarterback performances, quarterback duels. Best one that we've ever witnessed
personally. Now, if it wasn't personally, I would have thought back to like Don Strock and Dan Fouts when Kellen Winslow was getting carried off the field and they both threw for like 400 yards apiece. I mean, it was such a great game. But if we're talking about being in the house and watching it personally, and I feel a little bit bad because I was a part of it. But that was good. I go back to 2009 when I got to play against Aaron Rodgers in the wild card game. And I mean, we combined for 9 touchdowns, which is tied for the most ever. We scored 96 points in that game, which is the most ever. And we both threw for a bunch of yards. We were over 800 yards total. But to me, it was the most fun game as a quarterback, not only witnessing, but to be a part of, to know that every throw mattered. You know, every possession you had to score or you were going to lose. And then ironically enough to think the game was decided by a defensive play instead of an offensive play. But it was just so much fun to be a part of that and something, you know, you look back and you talk to your kids and you go, hey, yeah, I beat Aaron Rodgers in this game, 51-45. They're going to think I was pretty cool when they look back. You know, it's all said and done about Aaron Rodgers.
That was a great game. Yeah, it's always great to be a part of that. And I'm going to give you some love, Kurt. Go back to '99, and I'm thinking, okay, hey, listen, this Trent Green guy, he gets hurt, and we're like, okay, we're going to play Kurt Warner. Who's Kurt Warner? You don't have no idea who Kurt Warner is. Like, he's never played. You know, so we go out there, we're getting ready to play, and I remember going into the game, I'm like, hey, listen, and this is I can't remember what series it was, but we're going down, we're like, hey, listen, they're getting hit with a sluggo, a double move. I didn't know they were going to do it on me. I thought they were going to do it on the other side. I was going in the other corner, right? Like, it's your job to remember that. And they hit it on me. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I love it. Love it.
I blame the safety. I blame the safety. It's your job to be on top of me. I can't be on top of you, safety. But I called that out, and not knowing how good you were going to be throughout your career, but you know, witnessing the first game and how he threw the ball, how precise you were with the ball, how accurate you were with the ball, and you weren't scared to go against the better players in the other opposing team. That's what makes you a Hall of Fame player.
So for me, it's witnessing. I'm with you, Kurt. I thought when they first brought it up, greatest quarterback performance, but that was Brett Favre the day he lost his father, because you're looking at the elements that's around it and everything, and like Aaron Rodgers, the elements around that with his knee being hurt. But then the one I witnessed was actually a game that we lost, and that was the '94 championship game. I'll never forget it because I've gone to Troy a million times. Man, just come to me no matter what. I got. He said, Michael, I'm not coming to you unless the read dictates that. Make me the first read. That's what you got. So he's that stickler kind of quarterback. But in that game, we went down 21 points, and he came in the huddle, and I remember him looking up and saying, I'm coming to you no matter what. I was like, what I've been waiting for all these years, you know. And just to watch him play in that game, he took hit after hit, and he stood up in the pocket and delivered the ball. I mean, his lip was busted. He come in the huddle, make the call, and we lost the game, but we fought the whole game, and he led us in that whole game. That for me sticks out the most when I pull out what quarterback performance sticks out.
You know what sticks out the most to me is that we're talking about quarterback performances, but the whole video was Michael catching the football. I mean, why are we not showing the quarterback that has a great performance? I mean, isn't that what we're breaking down?
I'm not in charge of that, but producer, that's a pretty good job. I'm not in charge of that, but that's a pretty good job by the producer.
Here's a wide receiver that's going to need a big game. They got to get back on track. Julio Jones getting ready to go.
I don't know which way I'm going with that game right there, man.
Can they hit him in the red zone, please? Can they hit him in the red zone?
Who you get Carolina in that?
I don't know. That's a hard.
Still to come on NFL Game Day morning. How will Tom Brady attack Jalen Ramsey and the Jags' suffocating pass defense? And what can they do to stop him? We're going to Warner's Corner for the answers. And will Drew Brees and the Saints bounce back from last week's shocking loss and beat the Browns? We're picking that game and more next.
Unbelievable game winner!
Looking for the long ball.
Touchdown! How about this performance?
This year, the script has completely flipped.
If you ball, you get the call.
NFL Game Day Kickoff.
We gonna go get it!
Our crew previews Thursday Night Showdown as the Jets take on the Browns.
You've got to have 100% focus.
NFL Game Day Kickoff, Thursday at 6, live on NFL Network.
Okay, Kevin, USAA Bank is here to help you stay on track. Budget's looking good. Clear for a fill-up? Card? Thank you. We are a go on the beef jerky. You know what? Green light some hydration, too. Hey, see?
USAA Bank helps you take charge of your everyday spending, so you can stay a step ahead.
Let's rock and roll!
Find help at every turn with USAA Bank.
For millions of baby boomers, there's a virus out there. A virus that's serious like HIV, but it hasn't been talked about much. A virus that's been almost forgotten. It's hepatitis C. 1 in 30 boomers has Hep C, yet most don't even know it. That's because Hep C can hide in your body silently for years, even decades, without symptoms. And it's not tested for in routine blood work. If left untreated, Hep C can cause liver damage, even liver cancer. But there's important information for us. The CDC recommends all baby boomers get tested for Hep C. All it takes is a simple one-time blood test. And if you have Hep C, it can be cured. Ask your healthcare provider for the simple blood test. For us, it's time to get tested. It's the only way to know for sure.
We're more than just $7.99 large 2-topping pizza delivered. We're that moment you realize you're raising her right. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Fruit of the Loom's Everlight underwear. So light, you won't even notice it.
So light we wouldn't notice? We'd notice. Yeah. No matter how light. That's right. We're professional noticers. That's what we do.
Everlight from Fruit of the Loom. So light, you won't even notice it.
Okay, let's go. Turn right here.
Here?
Yeah.
During the Jeep Adventure Days event, discover deals as legendary as Jeep SUV's 4x4 capability. And the confidence to go where you've never gone before. It's more than just a test drive. It's your first adventure.
That was awesome.
Started off with a great deal at the Jeep Adventure Days event. Get 0% financing for 60 months plus $1,000 bonus cash on 2019 Jeep Cherokee models.
NFL Game Pass.
Go get it!
Full game replays.
That's the touchdown catch of the year.
Coaches film.
Let's get to this next play.
Condensed games.
Skies into the end zone.
NFL Films Archive.
How about them Cowboys?
NFL Game Pass. Start your free trial today.
All right, Game Day Prime. Check it out. There's Prime right there in the middle. LT, Shannon Sharp, a Hall of Fame panel, all with Carissa Thompson at the controls. It's tonight, 11:30 p.m., right after Giants and Cowboys on NFL Network and Fox. Okay, who's winning today? Let's see week one. Okay. Oh, okay.
Wait, is this alphabetical order? Why are you on?
That's all right. The guy. Oh, wait a minute. You need to cough that up, right?
What do I need to do?
We got to cough up the chain.
Oh yeah. No, what do you mean?
We got a trophy for you. The chain goes to one of the leaders of the week.
Oh, is that how we do it? I thought
Isn't that how we've always
done it?
We got to figure this out.
the last year we did do that, right?
We're time crunch now, so we'll have to do it another time.
Rich wants the
Cleveland and New Orleans is first up. No, absolutely.
Right.
No,
absolutely.
No, I want Brenda to do one Star of David for when I wear it.
Fine.
You got to win the whole year.
I'm going to Fleur-de-Lis. I think the Saints bounce back and they do it well.
I'm going to do the Saints as well. How'd you like to score 40 points and lose like last week? But Saints will put a 40 burger on these Browns.
Yeah, in that dome, Drew Brees is great. I'm going Saints as well.
Yeah, okay, and no doubt. Without Josh Gordon, yeah, Saints.
Cynthia Freeland's model says it's a 10-point win, and Cynthia went 13-2-1 last week, by the way. The fans, 90% take the Browns. Late window game that's not getting a lot of pop. AFC West Raiders, short week on the road, 0-1 at Denver, which beat Seattle week 1. What do you have for Michael Irvin?
Well, I got the team that I had winning the whole AFC West. That's the Denver Broncos, remember? Eh? Great start.
Actually, I forget that.
I don't remember that at all.
Kurt?
Yeah, I'm going with Denver as well. Just didn't see enough out of the John Gruden offense to think they're going to go into their house.
But they played well that first half.
They managed it well, but not enough big plays for me.
You know it's going to be tough. I'm going to take the Broncos too, but it's tough to have a short week and travel to a place there's no air. I mean, and Case Keenum's not going to throw 3 interceptions again this week. I'm going to take the Broncos.
And it's a 4-Bronco salute right there. And we will see Cynthia Freeland's model says it's a 3-point victory for Denver, and the fans make it a clean sweep to the tune of 80%. Indianapolis and Washington. I like the way Washington looked in the desert. Alex Smith at the controls of this offense. Adrian Peterson running the football. I think the Redskins go to 2-0 with their home opener.
And their defense held the Cardinals to 6 points. I mean, this is a good football team. I'm taking the Redskins.
Yeah, I also liked what Andrew Luck did last week. It surprised me. He came out and made a whole bunch of plays and gave them a chance. Probably should have won against Cincinnati, but I agree with you guys. The trenches, to me, is where this game's going to be won and lost, and Washington is the better team. I'm going Washington.
And it looks like both guys came out well. Washington and getting Alex, and Minnesota right now getting Kirk. I'm taking Washington.
You know what? I mean, I'm thinking about this, and I'm beginning to steam a little bit here. You should have a trophy for last week, and that should be the picks chain around my neck, because I'm the one who actually lone wolf Cincinnati. I'm 1 game ahead of you, Jamo. And 1.5 in front of that guy.
That's next week. You got to go through the whole slate. You can't take it just because of Thursday night. Come on.
Kirk Cousins.
One shouldn't even count.
Man who always did well against Dallas in the Washington-Dallas rivalry is now jumping into the deep end of the NFC North rivalry pool today.
Coming up next, who you got? Aaron Rodgers on one good knee or the Vikings D? Find out what our guys think. Plus, the Steelers won't have Le'Veon Bell for the 2nd straight week, but that may not be their biggest concern. Hall of Fame Steeler Rod Woodson joins the guys to tell us what Pittsburgh needs to do to get their first win. And we're going to Warner's Corner to find out how Tom Brady can pick apart Jalen Ramsey and one of the best pass defenses in the league. All that and more when NFL Game Day Morning returns.
These books are not bestsellers, but each tells a financial story, and one is about you. Bankers and lenders are reading and judging it, whether good or not so good. Shouldn't you read it too? Now, for the first time, you can, free. See how your story is being told with your free Experian financial profile. Only at Experian.com/profile.
Wireless for $15 a month. That's not right.
It's right, all right. Carpet showers? That's not right.
That's not right.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Glad to be back here with you. NFL Playbook crew, Rhett Lewis, Sean O'Hara, Coach Brian Billick, taking a look at the Eagles and Bucks here in this Week 2 matchup. And Sean, yeah, the Eagles got after Matt Ryan and the Falcons a little bit in Week 1, but little did they know that they were going to be facing the league's best passer from Week 1, and Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, I think everybody's a little bit surprised by how explosive they were offensively. And Ryan Fitzpatrick, man, I mean, he did a great job with a lot of those deep throws.
That's why they're making
I think when you look at this matchup right here, for me, it's the Philadelphia.
Thank you, Dennis Quaid. You're welcome. That's a prop apple.
I'd tell you more, but I only have 30 seconds, so here's a dramatic shot of their tagline so you'll remember it.
Esurance. It's surprisingly painless.
Big Snoop Dogg here, and I know you're gonna dig this. Yeah. Sexual performance issues are more common than you think. Maybe not for me, but probably for you. So what do you do if you suffer from ED? Go to 4Hams.com, the wellness brand for men. Thanks to science, ED can be optional, so you can look good, feel good, and perform well in the bedroom. You dig? Don't meet me there, beat me there. Go to 4Hams.com/ED.
It's a pleasure, man.
All right, I like that.
Is this their game? Is this their Super Bowl?
I can't wait to see this matchup.
What does he need to do to win it?
That's priceless. You can't get that from a lot of people. Ready? I'm ready to go. All right, let's do it.
Hey, baby, let's go out there and have some fun.
The guy has been able to do it all.
He's down. Touchdown.
Can we talk football?
The NFL draft is officially open. Who's the most dynamic football player? Bang! Oh, my goodness, he caught him!
It is all on the line.
Looking left, fires for the end zone. Reaches up, pulls it down.
All right, top of hour number 4 of NFL Game Day Morning. Cam Newton, 2-5 in his career in his offseason home of Atlanta. And if he wants to be playing there in February, winning today, one would think, needs to go down, Steve.
And Lev Bell's replacement, James Conner, he had 192 scrimmage yards against the Browns in the rain last week. Look at him. He's ready to go.
That the same haircut he had?
There he is, the young kid. Gunslinger, 4 touchdown passes last week. Can he repeat that performance in Pittsburgh?
Man, I'm going to tell you something right here. Is the man that wants to repeat a performance. That's D-Jack going up against old Gang Green, Philadelphia. You know he still wants to show them. He wants to show them. Man, watch D-Jack now. It's big day today. Big
and
day.
last week in Philadelphia, he played like Matty Ice. He's trying to return to the natural.
Wait.
By the way, I'm going to keep pounding that drum until it works. What is with this Pete Townsend type warm-up thing that he's doing here?
Well, you just got to loosen up that rotator cuff.
I haven't seen it, but
got to work that. Work that vision.
All right, top of hour 4, Lambeau Field. It is Tom Pelissero, where Aaron Rodgers will be active.
That's correct, Rich. In fact, the Packers activating all 3 of their quarterbacks, DeShone Kizer and undrafted rookie Tim Boyle. Makes a lot of sense in a week where Aaron Rodgers is banged up, missed 2 days of practice because of the knee that he sprained last Sunday night. Was able to return to practice yesterday, showed enough encouraging signs that the Packers are going to give him the opportunity to start today. Now, we have yet to see Aaron Rodgers on the field. Not cause for concern. It's already 78 degrees here in Green Bay, about as hot as it gets on a September day, so not many players out for early warm-ups. We should see Rodgers soon. Vikings, meanwhile, prepared all week as if they are going to see Aaron Rodgers best. As quarterback Xavier Rhodes told me when he was watching that game last Sunday night, when Rodgers came back, he knew it was going to be a show. Rich?
Well, Tom, it was unseasonably cool between both teams when this went down.
Ouch.
And then, hold on a minute. Aaron Rodgers was red hot with Anthony Barr when that was all down. So I'm trying to play off the whole weather thing,
right?
To show how the clavicle went down with Aaron Rodgers.
The weight on the quarterback.
So did the Packers season. As I said, top of hour number 4. I can't say it enough. I mean, we got 1 hour until week 2 goes down in bulk. Rod Woodson's going to be joining us here in hour number 4 as he's joined this program in hour number 3. Michael Irvin, the offensive juggernaut when Aaron Rodgers is working and the players are raising their game because they're all excited that he's their quarterback and coming back in, versus the Vikings defense as we know it. Who has the advantage today?
Man, and it's rarely you will say anybody has an advantage over Aaron Rodgers, the most gifted man at the position and probably the most gifted man ever at the position. But this Zimmer defense has the advantage because Mike Zim knows how to play and be Aaron Rodgers. I want to give credit and much love to all the people in Minnesota that decided to hire Mike Zimmer. Because Coach Zim was beating Aaron Rodgers when he was in Cincinnati. In 2013, he beat him. 2 interceptions, held Aaron Rodgers to 64 passer rating. In 2014, Minnesota must have said, we got to face this dude every day, every year. Come over here. They gave him the job, and he's had great success with Aaron Rodgers. That's why I say advantage. That Minnesota defense today with Jim.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm going to agree with you. And from the standpoint that you know Zim is going to come after Aaron Rodgers and hit him. And that's the thing, is that if he can't run around and do what Aaron Rodgers does, you can't protect him. Now, he can still make plays from in the pocket. He can play conventional. He can get the ball out of his hands quick. But they're still going to hit him. And that's my concern, is they've got guys in just a front 4 that can come after you. They can blitz you and come after you. And Coach, that's my big concern, is play, but how many hits can he take? How healthy is he if he can't get out of there and avoid some of those things?
And Zim says he walks on water, but he's going to have to do the walking in the water from the pocket because of the knee injury. He loses some of his escapability. Yeah. Let me show you how the Vikings are going to pressure him, put some hits on this guy. They like these zone blitzes that come off the edge, good disguise, and this is a cover 2. The safety's going to go over the top, and the corner on top, Mike Hughes, the rookie from Central Florida, is going to bait Jimmy G. G. Here, throw this. I've got the flat. And here comes 2 free rushers in Jimmy's face. That's a pick 6. All right? That's a zone blitz. All right? Let me show you another overload blitz. But now it's 3 deep zone behind it. They're coming off the weak side with the linebacker and the nickelback. And here he comes. And the running back says, I got this. But he's got to block one of the 2 guys. He says, oh, am I going to get Harrison Smith or should I go to Anthony Barr? I can't decide. Here comes Harrison. Bam! Down goes Jimmy. And they're playing 3 deep zone. So they've got some creative blitzes. Man, they're not all man blitz. They're zone blitzes with different coverage in the back. They're going to hit Aaron Rodgers.
And I think you make a great point. Is you can't try to just block them. You've got to beat them with the throw.
Yeah.
And where does that play into where Aaron Rodgers is or the play calls with Mike McCarthy? Got to get the ball out of your hands quickly.
And we watched, Kurt, and you and I talked about this, how those guys were running open last week against Chicago in the secondary. In Minnesota, they'll give you all those looks, but they'll come up and press you, too. It ain't so easy for Aaron Rodgers to just get rid of the ball because they may press outside a lot.
Well, how much, just look at the guys who played the game, and that's you too, Steve, you know, from the Northern Michigan and Hamilton Tiger Cats.
2 weeks.
Yes. What about the fact that this is the team that knocked him out last year? How much might that be used mentally by Aaron Rodgers and this team and actually be a tangible effect in the game?
And if I'm in that locker room, I'm all over my offensive lineman. I don't expect the coach or the quarterback to say anything. I'm over it because I know I need him. And I'm like, hey, man, nobody can touch him today. Nobody can touch him, so we're going to have to step it up, make sure. We know he's not 100%. Let's make sure he stays clean, because if he's clean, I'll be good. That way, make sure, and I want him clean. But seriously, I guarantee you somebody's in that locker room saying that. At least I hope somebody's in that locker room saying that.
And we're also all human. There's a part of Aaron Rodgers that you know goes, hey, they knocked me out last year. I want to prove to them that I can beat them. But there's no question there's the other part saying, these guys hit everybody they play. If you watch the film from last week, they hit Jimmy G a lot. And Aaron Rodgers is going to understand that as well, that they're going to come after him and they're going to try to hit him. Great challenge, but you also want to protect yourself and be here for the long haul.
And Aaron is motivated because it's personal for him, okay? Not only did they knock him out of the game, they ruined the Packers' season. It was over when he was gone. And so that entire team is going to we owe these guys one because I know he's going to get hit, but we're going to beat these guys. Aaron Rodgers has beat them many times before. This game with the Vikings is personal. This is the championship game against the 2 best teams in that division.
And how well received was that message by the offensive line, Michael, when you gave those 2 cents?
They always well receive that message, especially when it's talking about the quarterback, honestly. Now, the only thing is, if you go to those offensive linemen and you go off like that, and that quarterback makes a throw and you drop that ball, you do not want to come back to the huddle. Especially when they're blocking guys like Minnesota, they're looking at you like, what? Come on, man. And
the offensive line in Pittsburgh, as you know, has been under fire for the last week and a half because of their vocal because of their comments and being vocal about Le'Veon Bell's business situation. Here's Juju Smith-Schuster. David DeCastro is out for this week, trying to protect Big Ben to make sure Juju Smith-Schuster can get the football, as Aditi Kinkhabwala is there for a Steelers home opener with a ton of playmakers wearing red, too. Aditi?
Well, that's for sure, Rich. And in fact, when Steelers defensive coordinator Keith Butler was asked about one of them, Tyreek Hill, he said, you just hope you can slow that sucker down. Now, the Steelers don't have anyone on their scout team to mimic Hill's speed. He has 13 50-yard touchdowns in the last 2 seasons. But the Steelers have had success against him. In 3 meetings, Hill has only 1 touchdown. He's averaged less than 6 yards a reception. But there are 2 things that are different today, Butler said. One is his quarterback, Pat Mahomes. He can throw the ball 70 yards with a flick of a wrist. In fact, we just saw him do that in warm-ups. Butler said, we can't let Hill get behind us. And the other thing is the secondary is a bit depleted. The Steelers won't have Joe Hayden, and Artie Burns is nursing a toe injury. Rich?
All right, thanks very much. And we have a Steelers legend right here on the set, a man against whom Michael Irvin caught his first career touchdown.
What?
With Rod Woodson there.
Come on,
Chase. I got to show that.
Welcome to the show.
Hold on.
Rod, fair and balanced.
He was on the other
Super Bowl 30, when he came back from a knee injury and against Michael Irvin,
there you go,
made a point. Made a point to the knee.
That was incredible. Mike, like like to talk, you know. So
that was incredible, though. No, Rod, coming back from that in one season, I had just gone through it, and it took me a year and a half. And I had talked about that before the game. I said, ain't nowhere in the world he's playing in this Super Bowl with that knee injury that took me a year and a half.
I didn't know if I was going to get to any Super Bowl, so I was like, I got to play in the one I'm playing right now.
And you got there. He played in it.
And it's great to see Rod Woodson, who I think I did more NFL Total Accesses with you and maybe Lincoln Kennedy than anybody else.
Rich, you're my host.
You're my host. You're my cornerback. You're my cornerback.
Oh, I shouldn't say. I mean, Dion's here too. Jeez. Well, anyway, good to see you, Rod Woodson, here on NFL Game Day morning. So the concern for the Steelers, what is the biggest concern, do you think, coming into this game, Rod?
Well, you think about it, Ben has to take care of the football, and you go back to last year, he threw 5 picks against Jacksonville. He comes back the next week and he plays good football. So I believe Ben will play good football. He will take care of the football. He does have these situations where he just have these games where he just throws these picks after pick because he's trying to make big plays on every single play instead of really taking the plays what the defense is giving him. And you got to get AP involved early. You got to get the best receiver in the National Football League the ball in space so he can make some plays. And if he does that, they'll have a great opportunity to put some points up against KC.
And they're going to need it. My biggest concern is dealing with the explosiveness of the law firm of Mahomes, Hunt, and Hill. Because they lay down the law. And then that will come back to putting the pressure on Big Ben to have to manufacture those points. And I think that's going to be an issue. Let's make sure now Todd Haley is in Cleveland. And he's in Cleveland because Ben said, I want to do it my way. And so now Ben will get to do it his way, and that may bring out some situations, and like you're talking about, some interceptions.
For me, the biggest concern is the unknown of the gunslinger that's at quarterback in Patrick Mahomes. We saw a glimpse of it last week, but this is one of those guys that can make throws that you go, oh, he can't do that. And we're showing Tom Brady here. So this is coming off wrong tape right there. But regardless, he's a guy, when you watched him last week, he had one play early on where he throws that quick slant on a zone read. Guy in his face, throws it kind of sidearm, puts it on Hill. He'll take it to the house. I mean, rolling to his right, throws it 35 yards on a dime without even thinking about it. There's guys like those Aaron Rodgers that they get out of the pocket. I know sometimes you think, oh, well, he can't make this throw. Did you see that one? I think it was in preseason. He threw it 75 yards. Those DBs are going, there's no way the ball's getting this far. And then it goes over his head. And that's what you have to be concerned about with a guy that's a gunslinger like Patrick Mahomes.
My biggest concern is the Steelers' defense, Rod. If I'm Keith Butler, I didn't sleep at all this week because look at all these weapons these guys are talking about. You forgot one guy in the law firm, Travis Kelce. I mean, they have this Patrick Mahomes. He'll sling it anywhere, anytime. And now you got Tyreek Hill. Maybe the fastest guy in the National Football League, and he can backflip when he scores, maybe. And then you have Kelce, I just mentioned. Kareem Hunt led the league in rushing last year, and the Steelers gave up 177 rushing yards to the Cleveland Browns last week. So Keith Butler's he's like, who am I going to stop? This has got a bunch of guys in this law firm.
Yeah, and the Chiefs did well offensively out here in Los Angeles last week with Kelce having only one catch, too. So he's got more coming. Now, before we move on, Rod, I do have one question for you. Knowing the front office of the Steelers as well as you do, and knowing the way that they do business as well as you do, is there any result that could go on that field today that could have them move at all from whatever stance they have or whatever room they have in this, as Michael Irvin calls, negotiation with Le'Veon Bell? Do you think?
I don't think so. They stand firm to that. I held out twice when I was with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's why I'm asking.
They held firm to what I was, my demands. I don't think they're going to change. I think they're going to play better than a lot of people think they are, especially on the defensive side. This is going to be the first time this young quarterback is going to see these exotic blitzes. And a lot of times, the first time you see it, it causes you some issues. Maybe the second or third or the fourth time down the road, it won't cause issues for this young quarterback. But the first time you see it, I think it's going to cause some issues for him. I think they have a good day.
What a huge Week 2 game. Early window while the Vikings and the Packers are playing at the Chiefs and the Steelers as well. And then later on in the day, a quartet of late window games before that big Sunday nighter in Dallas. The rematch of the AFC Championship game. It is hot as the blazes in Duval County, Florida, where Mike Giardi joins us right now.
Today, the Patriots host the Jacksonville Jaguars in this AFC Championship.
We won't step away.
Throw to the right corner of the end
zone for touchdown, Jacksonville. They give to Fournette running to the middle of the field, lowers his shoulder, touchdown.
And the Patriots defense on its heels. Hands it away, runs it left into the end zone. You woke up to sleep a giant.
Dion Lewis to the left side. The ball came out and Miles Jack recovered it.
Throws down the middle, catch by Amendola, touchdown. We got life. He looks down the middle, he fires, and the ball is caught in the back of the end zone. Jacksonville will have to score a touchdown. Bortles runs up and throws deep downfield, and the throw is knocked away by Gilmore. The Patriots are bound for Super Bowl 52.
All right, now Mike Giardi, take it away.
Jaguars were so close in that game in the AFC title, having the Patriots down in the fourth quarter, but unable to finish it off. Malik Jackson, the defensive tackle, told me, look, that's what happens. You play against Tom Brady. You make a mistake, and he will beat you. We have to be on point all day today. Meanwhile, the Patriots look at Blake Bortles, and they say nice things about him publicly, but privately, they believe they want to make this game one-dimensional and put it all on Bortles himself. They believe he can't beat them. And as well as he played against the Patriots in that AFC title game, it proved to be true. Let's send it over to Kurt Warner, Warner's Corner.
Thanks a lot, Mike. Warner's Corner presented by Taco Bell. And I can't wait for this matchup, Coach. You got the New England Patriots that, to me, are the best game planning team in the National Football League offensively. They do a great job of knowing how to attack you against a defense that's probably top to bottom the most talented defense in the league.
Great matchup. This one could be a movie.
It's going to be good. And let me show
Jalen Ramsey talking.
Let's go back to the AFC Championship game last year, and let me show you what New England did to try to take advantage of this skill. And it starts with, look at this. You got your running backs on the outside for those corners. Now you move all your best receivers to the inside. You get Brandon Cooks on a linebacker early in the game. Shoot it. You hit him down the seam. You get a big play, taking your best players and putting them inside to attack linebackers instead of those corners. Now watch. Okay, Jalen Ramsey loves to play press. We're going to move Chris Hogan here, so he's got to be off, and he can't use that length and power. And there we gain an advantage because he can't use that strength, and we got another big play. And then what does Jacksonville like to do? They love to play tight man-to-man coverage. What does New England do better than anybody in the league? We run our rub plays. We don't pick anybody. We rub them. A great rub right there. And this is even a great job by Tevin Coleman to come off of this and try to pick up the receiver, but a little too little, a little too late. They are so good at game planning, going, okay, this is what they do well. We are going to be ready to attack it some way, shape, or form.
You know the difference, though? You watch that game, and all of a sudden you see these guys making catches. Brandon Cooks is not there. Danny Amendola had 2 touchdowns and a big punt return. Not there. Dion Lewis, not there. That was 20 catches that those guys had. They're not there anymore. So we'll see what the replacements can do. Gronk is back. He got hurt in the second quarter.
Right. So they'll have a great scheme, but you also just have not only a talented defense with Jacksonville, but a smart defense in Jacksonville as well. And let me show you some of the things, right? We got a trips formation to the right. We trust our corners one-on-one, so we're going to push everybody. We're going to push 5 guys over to the trip side because I know Jalen Ramsey can cover on the backside, but they push it and make it hard for a quarterback because they overload a zone. Now he's running for his life back there, and you know they can get after the quarterback. Sack. All right, watch this. We've got a post and a wheel with it over on the backside. Jalen Ramsey knows the safety's going to jump this, right, and attack this over the post. That's what the quarterback, throw the post.
Smart guy,
safety jumped
smart guy right
there. You see Jalen Ramsey, he goes, okay, I'm going to take up for the safety here. I'm going to get back involved on this post, not let him get a big play. Again, smart. And then they're going to pick their moments to blitz because they can get after you, and they're going to hit Tom Brady. They're going to make sure that when they go, they're there and they make him think about that pressure. And so many good things in this game, you know, from that cat and mouse standpoint of these two teams and the way they're going to battle.
Yeah, there's a couple great defenses in this league, and the Jacksonville has one of them. I can't wait to see what their game plan is. Where do you put Jalen Ramsey? Do you lock him down with Gronk again in man coverage? I can't wait. They're smart, they hit, and they can run. This ought to be a good one.
This is going to be a great one. But for more on the Jets and Miami game, let's go out to Kim Jell.
Kurt, I think the entire world knows by now that Sam Darnold's first NFL pass was a pick 6. Well, I'm told what Jets coaches liked was both the quarterback and the entire offense understood it was about the next play. And about that, Jeremy Bates, the Jets offensive coordinator, told reporters this week, we're not swinging for the single. We want the home run. We're going to take our cuts. There is no one in the Jets organization who believes Sam Darnold should have any limitations. Now, I want to know what Steve Mariucci thinks about the rookie quarterback and his performance in Week 1.
All right, Kim, I'll tell you what. there's a cliche. It says it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we all saw the first throw with Sam Darnold last week. It was a pick six to start his NFL career. But you know what? As a quarterback, you got to have short-term memory. And boy, did he shake it off and fight on, didn't he? 16 out of 20 for 198 yards and a couple touchdowns, and a big win for the youngest quarterback ever to start opening week. And I love this guy. He's going to be a heck of a player in our league. And now for more on the Panthers and Falcons, let me send it out to Tiffany Blackman in Atlanta.
Mooch, the Falcons have been in this situation before. No Devontae Freeman. He's out with a knee injury, so Tevin Coleman will shoulder the load. And Coach Dan Quinn said he can handle it and that they hold him in high regard. And here's just one reason why. Freeman has only missed 3 games since 2015, but in that span, Coleman has averaged 19 carries for over 80 yards a game. And let us not forget, and I know the Panthers certainly haven't, this Falcons offense still has receiver Julio Jones, who 2 seasons ago in Atlanta hung up 300 yards on that Panthers secondary. Michael and Rod, what does this Panthers defense need to do to slow down Jones?
Thanks, Tiffany. And Rod, you're one of the best to ever play the game, man. So I ask you the same question she asked us. What will this Panther defense do to stop Julio Jones?
Yeah, I talked to Reggie Wayne, great receiver that we have here working here at the NFL Network, and he told me the things I already knew. You roll your coverage. If he's outside, say if it's 2 by 2, he's outside. You roll your coverage to him. You play cover 2 to him. You bang him early. All right, you bang him early. You put a safety over top. If he's in the slot, now you play like a 4-man. So you bang him early again. You
bang him off.
That person that's low can play underneath him, and then you can give him to a safety when he goes high. So you keep banging him, you keep banging him, you keep making it hard on him to that quarterback to see the windows. And then if he tries to throw to him, he's throwing in these small windows. You know, that frustrates receivers when a guy's always on him, and he's always going to give him to somebody else on the backside.
And I'm going to tell you something, though. You're right on the banging it because it wears him out. But I watched a couple years ago when he had 300 yards, and they were trying to double him sometimes. He's so fast, he can outrun double teams. And you have to be careful with that. You have to know how to set those double teams up and run those double teams. But speaking of, now listen. Let's watch this Aaron Rodgers, man. Let's watch how he move here. And Kurt, you and Coach come in. This is live. This is him
he got a
out on
brace
the field.
His knee for the first time, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I see. I see some wraps over there under that left leg right there. That's the good thing. First of all, that is his left leg because that's his non-sportive.
Exactly. He's not pushing off that leg. And as I said earlier, the thing about Aaron Rodgers, he can throw without even really using his legs. His legs will be in so many different positions because he does such a great job of using the torque of his body and the arm talent that he has. So he can get away with things that a lot of guys couldn't get away with if they had an injury like this.
Yeah, and that's his push leg now when he's coming away from center, so they're probably going to keep him in shotgun, right, most of the time, so he doesn't have to push off that left leg. He doesn't play with a knee brace very often. You ever play with a knee brace, Kurt?
I did. I strained my MCL one year and had to play with a knee brace for 3 or 4 games. And again, I stood in the pocket anyways. I wasn't going anywhere. Let's be honest. It didn't really affect me as much as it's going to affect a guy like Aaron.
And I think that's what you're going to see. How they're going to play? Is he going to be under the center? If he's going to be in the gun like he was in the second half of that Chicago game. In that second half, they were in shotgun. They stayed him kept him in pistol with that bad leg.
Oh, yeah. Watch how many RPOs they run. Okay,
you can definitely see that it's affecting him as he's moving.
Well, but how much do you think about that? How much do you think about it as a quarterback? When you're backing in, you're like, okay, I know who I'm playing against. And plays where I would usually stand in here and wait on things to happen or wait on things to develop. That's what he's been doing. I'm going to now just give up those plays on sometimes. How much does that play into a quarterback head?
No question about it. I mean, when you know you can't do certain things, you think about getting the ball out of your hands. Or an Aaron Rodgers who never thinks about throwing the ball away. Right? I mean, when he's in the pocket and things start to break down, he's thinking, how do I get out of here and make a big play? Now maybe the best move for him is
against this Viking
turn and just throw the ball away. Right. You know, we're not taking a sack. I'm not trying to make an extra play. Just throw it away and live for another down. But it's a different mentality than the way he normally plays.
He's the best quarterback in the league throwing the ball out of the pocket.
Yeah, okay? None of you are going to choose him. None of you.
And now you're going to limit some of that.
None of you are going to pick him.
Huh?
None of you are going to pick him, though, right?
Well, you don't know that, Rich. We're not at that segment yet. Oh, he's going to have to play from the pocket. And you watch now, these RPOs, he's going to run the football. They will throw the ball out to those bubble screens and all those receiver screens a lot today to try to keep those zone blitz out of it. Yeah, James Jones, he's there. He got 14 touchdowns 1 year.
And I'm sure he talked to Aaron Rodgers.
Y'all must be talking to me. Y'all want some info down here, huh?
Come on, James. What do you got?
Give it to us, James.
Yeah, I just came out of the locker room, man, talking to Aaron, man, and he had a big old smile on his face. And I said, hey, man, you ready to go? He said, I'm ready to go. I said, how you feeling? He said, I'm ready to go. He said it's going to be a show, but he's feeling good. He had a smile on his face, man. Didn't really look like he was worried about the knee, even though we're looking at the brace on his knee. But he looks confident, man. He had a smile on his face. Talk to him. He ready to go.
And again, you just think, all I think about is he's ready to go right now. You know, when he gets hit once or twice, and it gets hit numerous times throughout the game, you get a little fatigued. You just wonder how that starts to play in. I mean, how much pain is he actually feeling, or is it just unstable? I believe that plays a lot into the psyche of a quarterback.
Well, Coach, I know you wasn't defense coordinator, Coach Mooch, but if you knew you had a limited quarterback sitting in the pocket, how early would you test his mobility? By bringing pressure.
I'm bringing it right away. I'm just bringing it and showing him. I'll play zone behind it so we don't get a cheap touchdown, right? And I'm gonna see what their game plan is, all right? Because I believe he's going to be in shotgun throwing the ball quickly.
But you say zone behind it. The other thing that Minnesota's got is they've got press man guys.
They got three corners.
We can get up in their face and not believe that they're going to get big plays over the top of us like they did against Chicago.
Because
so they've got a great mix of what they can do defensively when they do bring that pressure.
That's the whole key.
Fellas, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
I hear a lot of y'all over there talking about bring pressure after Aaron Rodgers. You know you're dealing with one of the smartest guys in the game, right?
Yeah, we know.
And he's played against Mike Zimmer. He's played against Mike Zimmer a lot. And I know when you see him and he's limited mobile-wise, you want to bring pressure, but he's extremely good at getting the ball out of his hands fast, and I think a lot of things they're going to do today is bring in these two tight end sets, and they're going to do some quick game to get the ball out of his hands fast, and if they blitzing, they're going to force them guys to tackle. So if I'm Mike Zimmer, I want to see how Aaron Rodgers is looking these first two series and then see how I'm going to play him.
Well, and James makes a great point, but the other part to that is how great you are as a quarterback. It falls on the receivers, too. I mean, it's not just how smart is Aaron and how good is Aaron. It's those other guys being able to win quickly in those situations that are going to help Aaron Rodgers win that pressure.
Especially on that quick game when you just talked about those guys pressing. Rod comes up and guys start pressing you, and that quick game ain't so easy.
And I think the three corners matched real well with the three receivers. That tight end, Jimmy Graham, who got that new toy. Can he become a factor?
Yep.
All right, so the headline is essentially Aaron Rodgers has a brace and he's ready to go. That was your headline straight from Lambeau Field. Is they now turn to Game Theory with Cynthia Freeland right here on NFL Game Day Morning, presented by Microsoft Surface. The numbers do not lie. The eye in the sky does not lie. 13-2-1 last week.
Not too shabby.
No, I know, but it's, the NFL's not for long, as you know. No. So it's now time to move on to week number 2. Calais Campbell, later on in the day, is questionable. How does he and his readiness or not affect the model for this game, Jacksonville and New England?
Well, luckily we have a ton of data on Tom Brady, and Calais Campbell and his elite pressure ability totally shifts things. So it goes from the Jags winning 24-23 with Calais in to the Jags not winning, in other words, the Patriots winning 27-24 with that increased ability for Tom Brady to throw touchdowns without pressure.
So the All-Pro, a big if.
Huge deal.
A huge if going into this afternoon game. So, okay, for lock of the week, you gave us Baltimore in week 1. Who's your lock of the week in week 2?
So for me, the Chargers over the Bills. I have a score of 28-17. You can use that later in your segment when you make your picks. But for me, there's a lot more points scored this week with Josh Allen playing and without Joey Bosa. But I still have the Chargers coming out on top in this one, and I'm very confident about it.
And then last week, upset. Even though it was a team that was at home over the Titans in terms of an upset this week.
Oh, yeah, I love that Dolphin pick, yes.
So what do you have for us this week for your upset?
So I'm having the Giants, we saw it earlier, 24-21. The Cowboys at home, this is not a good situation for them. They have a better road win percentage than they do home winning percentage. I think we see Eli Manning and those big plays. I even think maybe both Saquon Barkley and and Odell Beckham Jr. both reach the end zone.
Well, if the Giants and their playmakers have a big Sunday night in the Jones Mahal as the Cowboys fall to 0-2, that would be quite the scene.
Sorry, Irv.
I know, quite the scene moving forward there in Dallas. As for that game, Jane Slater is already on the gig for us right there. Jane?
With Giants rookie running back Saquon Barkley coming into town, there's been a renewed emphasis on tackling in Dallas this week. Linebacker Sean Lee said he didn't do a good enough job of it against the Panthers. So when he popped in the tape, he realized time to go back to the fundamentals. Work on things like his angles and his footwork. His intensity this week, hard to miss. During practice, linebackers coach Ben Bloom challenged them that if they want to tackle well in the game, they've got to do it in practice. Well, right after that, Lee went after one of the tackling dummies so hard that Bloom joked with one of his assistants that they needed to put a weight on those things. Now, whether that intensity translates tonight to this game, we'll have to see, but I can tell you, he looked ready to go in practice.
All right, let's pick this game. Am I up first? Oh, you're just doing that to taunt.
No, I mean, I don't get to wear this very often.
You're doing that to taunt.
And my wife made it, so I want a picture with me wearing her necklace. Everybody at home, metalartbyb.com.
Nice. Please.
My wife got it. I'm going to take it. Oh, sorry, metalartbyb.com. A plug for my wife, but...
way to go, Kurt. That's right. Yeah, that's right. And tune into the official Lakers podcast that my wife hosts every single week.
Amen. There you go. That's it.
Okay, I'm with Cynthia Freeland. I think the Giants win this game, and I think their playmakers show up tonight. And I think it's going to be a very difficult evening and Monday morning for the Dallas Cowboys. Steve Mariucci.
Yeah, I thought I was going to go with the Giants, but I'm not, because the Metroplex is going to be fired up for this big game. And you know what? They got to establish the passing game. It's not just Cole Beasley. Find some other receivers, run the ball, and go get a win against the G-Men.
You're going to be fired up. Mike is going to fire them up on the big screen. Oh, and then I agree with you. The Giants are going to beat them. I think the Giants are the better team, more explosive offensively. I'm still wondering where Dallas is going to get their offense. I'm going Giants in this one.
I was worried because every time we pick the same team, you know, the other team wins. So if you guys were going to all pick the Giants, I was going to capitulate and go with the Giants too. But since Coach came off of it, the reality can be spilled to all of you folks. The Cowboys will win this game.
I love it.
Second time, they're ready now. The second game of the season. First game, they didn't get much reps. They will win this game.
Two ways to pick a game. Cynthia Freeland, with her model, says it's a Giants 3-point win. And you with whatever you just said, thinks the Cowboys are going to win.
Yes, that Cowboys will win.
Whatever you said.
Okay, there you have it. Jets and Browns, Thursday night football, 8 p.m. Eastern time. Could you imagine?
We'll be there.
Can you imagine if the Jets are 2-0 going into that game?
Wow. Forget about it.
Could you imagine? Aaron Rodgers is playing. He's got a brace. He's got a towel. He has got feet. This just in.
Still to come on NFL Game Day morning. OBJ was Irv's Playmaker of the Week last Sunday, and he had a 100-yard day.
It's caught by Beckham.
Find out who the Playmaker sees balling out this time. And don't set that fantasy lineup just yet. We're going coast to coast with live last-minute reports from around the league.
I'm Emma. I'm Claire. And we're the Salmon Sisters. We run our business from the boat. It's a really small space. This new Surface Go is the perfect size.